Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, The Vibes Inside. I am Mariana and I am here to do a full moon reading for you today in the sign of Capricorn. It's a timeless reading. Whenever you find it, it may resonate with you even when the full moon is over. Full moons typically have a span of around 3 days where the energies are very potent, but they will be still maybe in your system or still working with you over at least the next 14 days until the next new moon. But this is a time where you can look back and maybe take a look at some issues in your life. If you do rituals with manifestations, new moon manifestations, you have to look half a year back. Try to remember if you were putting out some manifestations and whether they have come in for you or you have overcome something. When I sat down to do the reading, I just have the feeling that it would I don't know, it's like new ways are here somehow, but there were obstacles to overcome, things that were lost or things that you had to give up, things you needed to leave behind to get to the point where you are now. I feel like I have the light blue here. This is identity, it's throat chakra, it's voice, it's communication, words, it's how you think, your thought patterns. And in here we also have, you could say, like the dogma, the doctrine, the religion you follow, right? The words that have shaped you, whether it was in a church, religious, from a spiritual or a priest, or whether it was from family. It is the teachings that you have followed in your life, the things you have believed in. And somehow I get the feeling that there is a break with some of this. There is at least the opportunities here with this full moon to end something, to end some kind of cycle. Capricorn is depicted as the devil card in tarot. I am a Capricorn rising. I feel I have had my share of Capricorn experiences. For me personally, this time has been transformational as well. But this is not my reading. It's just to say that there is a possibility to make a full stop to something. Like no more, or I even feel like it's not just the words like I don't want to do this no more, but it's like it's literally worn out. Like there is nothing more for you to get here. But it means that there's something you have to let go of. Maybe a thought, a belief, in my case it was, or is. I'm still working through the process of some of this, but I realized, and I know I've known this for a long time. So I have known it in my mind. I have known that I was carrying some kind of guilt, something I've done that was really bad somehow. Tremendously bad. So I have been carrying some kind of guilt, and I have been aware of that. But I couldn't find out to link it. I've been searching my consciousness about what I could remember, where I could have been going wrong, and I have found several things, and I feel like I've worked my way through that, consciously, emotionally, but there's still something, and that one came to me. And I feel like I found something. Still not quite sure I'm on the right track with this one, but I found something, and when I look at it, it makes sense. It explains something for me personally. I can say so much. I don't want to come into like really deep. It is quite deep, so I don't want to come into that deep space with you here. It's just, it relates to a deep sense of guilt that I have been carrying, and with that guilt, a lot of self-blame. And I have been aware of this for a long time, but not knowing how to connect the last dots to where does this come from. And I feel like I've found maybe the piece now that at least is giving me some answer. I was given the words when I was going through this emotionally, and this is where it's interesting that maybe something is coming up emotionally for you, like it did for me, and it reveals something, some message for you. I'm not saying you're having the same stuff going on as I am. I'm just saying the thing that is ready to reveal itself with this full moon could be emotional. And therefore listen to it, like listen with your heart, with your mind, and not judge it. Like if you start crying out of nowhere, don't judge it and don't try to dim it. Just try to figure out, go with it, flow with it, and see where it takes you. In my case, I can say so much that it has to do with my passion, or you could say the desire in life, that when you are a young child and you have the full energy with you, it's every child's desire at a certain point, unless something is wrong or unless something has happened to this child, that it will try to experience life in the best way possible it can. and go in the directions it wants to go, driven by something, whatever that is. Driven towards something, to figure something out. And I feel like, I think that flame in me, or that desire to find out stuff in life, was broken. But at a very young age. Some kind of traumatic event. Something happened, or I got myself into some kind of trouble. I still don't know what it is, but at least I got this far. Now I know why. So in my case, and as a scapegoat, and I feel like I talk to scapegoats here when on my channel here mostly. Scapegoats are designed to comply. Like everything around them tells them that they need to comply to something. Therefore, they cannot go in their own direction, right? They have to be in a certain way. So if they have desires to do something, it's probably not well, it was probably not well received. It was shamed. Guilt was put on it. It was by the dogma or the teaching told that it is ugly, wrong, evil or something. So as scapegoats, we have to make it disappear, right? We have to not show it. We have to put it away somehow, out of the way, out of sight, out of mind, out of behavior, everything. But if we do that, it's like we cross the compass. The compass is the you could say the thread that kind of points us in some kind of direction we want to go in. Sometimes that direction is beautiful and fantastic. Sometimes we may get ourselves into trouble, but this is part of the learning process as a human being, right? I just feel like for me it was the idea that I went out there, I did something happened, and it crushed my compass. In the sense that I needed to retrieve back. And from that day on, I had no compass. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know where to go. Probably because I was, as I said, designed, programmed not to have a compass. And when I don't have a compass, I need to somehow find someone who has. At least they have a compass, right? So I could cling to that, or I could be guided by it, or I could be inspired by it. But it was never really my compass, right? That could make me a codependent. It could make me attached. Maybe even believing that this compass is also mine. Maybe, I don't know, I'm telling you this, but I'm just, I still don't know exactly what my compass is, but at least I got this understanding now that first of all my compass was broken. I retrieved. And from that day on, I didn't know what my compass was. I didn't know which direction was right for me. So I needed to lean upon others to feel safe maybe, or to find a certain way of direction. And the more and more I did that and followed their wishes, their direction, I got more and more lost. Because it was never my desire, right? It was not my passion. So I felt more and more lost. They were more and more happy, but I felt more and more lost in it. Every time they had success, every time they find joy, every time they were happy, I could be happy with them. But at the same time, it also felt like I got more and more away from me somehow. So if that resonates somehow for you, or and combined with an immense sense of guilt about something, you see that an immense sense of guilt means that I have done something wrong. And if I have done something wrong, otherwise I wouldn't feel guilty. If I've done something wrong, it's because I was bad. I didn't do right, I was wrong. I didn't do the right thing. I did something terrible, or I got myself into some situation I couldn't figure out. And in that process, I lost my compass. So it's the feeling of I followed some kind of guidance in me, and I got like a hammer in the head, right? By doing it, it crushed the compass. So that there's a guilt with that. And if I deep down feel very guilty, how can I be worthy at the same time? Worthy of happiness, worthy of... If I've done something unforgivable, something so bad that I got such a punishment in my head, my compass was totally and utterly broken. I cannot be worthy then, right? I cannot be worthy of happiness. I'm a sinner, right? I'm all this stuff. And it has been probably said to me. I believe people, maybe my parents, I don't know, that it has been reinforced by something. That belief, that understanding, that feeling has been reinforced again and again and again, and it has. And I have felt more and more lost, more and more needing to show the world that I have direction, maybe by copying others or by leaning upon others, but actually felt extremely lost. Okay, so that's just me. Maybe you are dealing with something else, but it has a similar depth to it, a similar destructive, blocked level or volume to it. Okay? And I feel like the full moon is here to show something and to highlight something for you, and there is a possibility to see things differently. Because of the words, right? Because of the words, because maybe the dogma, the teaching, the things that was told, that you were told, the things you tell yourself, the things you've told yourself, maybe it needs a little nuance. Maybe it's not true. If you feel like you have been supported and loved in your life, that you have been raised with love and hug and kisses and everything, and appreciation and support, this is not for you, right? This is a reading for those who have not. For those who have struggled and again, if you have been raised in an environment that didn't support you, that limited you, that made you smaller, like scapegoats. Scapegoats, I feel like they get designed to take crap. Like that's the deal. They get so used to being bullied that it almost becomes natural for them. It almost becomes normal, the normal for them. And that's exactly what it's like. But the full moon here in Capricorn with the Devil card as a reminder from Tarot talks about toxic relationships. And because someone is your mother or your father or your closest family, your sibling, it doesn't mean that they tell the truth. It doesn't mean that they are truth bringers. It just means they share their point of view, but their point of view may not be positive, right? It may not be loving, it may not be caring, it may not be supportive. But children tend to believe their parents, right? They tend to be loyal to that, even though they are treated badly. The scapegoat is pretty much like a loyal dog. They stay anyway, right? Because they are too scared to be away from the flock. Because they don't believe that they can manage on their own. That's also scapegoat energy. Okay, so let's have a look at this. But this is just an overall thing here, right? The full, I really feel like it's very potent. I think it can really bring very transformative energies. In my case, it was like I was given like a full stop. I was presented with like almost like a choice, like, do you want to keep going in this circle of self-sabotage and self-blame and guilt and everything? Do you want to go there? Do you want to stay in that perspective, those glasses, that dogma, that teaching? Because if I stay there, it's because of the guilt. Because of the guilt, I have to stay. I judge myself like this, and I have to stay here. I keep the same story running, like the tape recorder in our mind. But there's also another choice, the choice that says, despite of what happened, despite of the guilt I have felt so deeply, and I may now know more so that I can change the perspective, and therefore I can do differently. Despite of the fact that no one will forgive me, or what I have done, it will never be forgiven by another maybe. Despite of that, I have suffered already. I have been punished. I have even punished myself, perhaps. I've kept the tape recorder running. I know what it's like to be there. I know what it's like to suffer. I've had my punishment for whatever this is. And now the full moon tells you, or gave me the opportunity to say, but despite of that, despite of this, that you will never find forgiveness, maybe. You're still here. You still can have happiness. You still can go out there and enjoy your life. You still you can still love. You can still be happy. You can still enjoy yourself. You can still pursue something else, despite of what has been going on over here. You get my point? It's like I feel like the full moon is putting up some kind of almost a choice. Do you want to stay? Or do you see that there is a despite of? Because of the guilty feelings, I blamed myself. Maybe I was blamed as well from the outside world, but I definitely also blamed myself. I knew that whatever I broke, I couldn't get it back because I've tried. The compass was broken. So now the full moon told me, but despite of the fact that your compass was broken and you can't get it back, do you want to stay in this feeling of being trapped and blame yourself for the rest of your life, or do you want to see if you somehow can do something else with your life? But doing it not because of the guilt, but despite it, despite the guilt, and the blame that I put upon myself, I will now try to love myself and do differently. Do you get my point? It's that kind of, instead of blaming myself, I could love myself, right? I could love myself for the fact that I've tried to find my compass but didn't find it. And in that process, I got more and more unhappy. So despite all effort over here, despite the guilty feelings, I could still do something else. I could change my view. I could speak differently to myself. I could encourage myself. I could support myself. I could trust, maybe, again, also choose to trust. I get the point. It's like a choice somehow. You could also say, do you want to stay a victim? I even get a victim and perpetrator. Because I followed and then something happened. So somehow it's my own fault, right? It's my own fault to a certain point that my compass is now broken. So I'm a victim and my own offender at the same time. It's like a double guilt, right? A double guilt. And that's exactly what it felt like. It's been very heavy. It's like I almost killed a part of myself. But anyway, just overall energy here. And underlying energy. Now I'm taking my cards here. These are my moon cards, right? Or at least that's what's outside of them. They're called Wisdom of the Hidden Realm. Okay. And again, hidden realm, subconscious, you could say, right? Something you couldn't figure out what it was. As I said, I've known this for a very long time. I've known that I've carried some kind of guilt for a very long time, but I couldn't connect it to a circumstance, an experience or something. Okay, overall energy here, the cosmos. Creativity and vastness. This always comes with, like, you could say positive or negative, or two sides of a story. This is a full moon, right? It's quite literally a full moon reading. The cosmos. Card number 41, if that means something to you. It's almost like something is coming from the mouth of the moon here, like a I don't know, like a blow, blowing something, stardust, blowing stardust towards you. Could be when you're sleeping, like this is nighttime, right? Or yeah, nighttime. Maybe you wake up with a certain feeling. And I could just get this guidance. Don't try to, like, forget it or just dim it down somehow, or not giving it attention. Do give it attention somehow. Moon energy is emotional. The cosmos here for me also, like, represents the universe, right? Like the universe is offering something here. It's offering some kind of guidance, maybe at night time. Maybe you wake up with a certain feeling and you just and maybe it's not a nice feeling, and going down that path doesn't feel good. I just have the feeling there could be a message in it for you, as there were for me. Underlying energy, the Ice Queen. Yet there's something that's dormant here. Something is dormant. We see her sleeping here. Ice Queen. For me, it talks about ideas preserved, non-action, and entitlement. So that it's something like, and we see how it is. The moon is in the background here, the owl of wisdom, and she's sleeping here. To me, this is like a frozenness, something frozen in time. ideas preserved but put on ice, like locked in an ice cupboard for later use, a freezer. She is laying in a freezer here. Sleeping. But the owl is here. Maybe the owl comes with like the blow of the full moon here, like the owl is the wisdom or the words, the spoken words, the air element. It's a bird, right? And a so-called very white owl, a knowledgeable, wise owl here that is coming to wake the Ice Queen up, I think here. Wake up something. Similar colors. Something is blown or sprinkled down here on her. Like, wake up, princess here, right? Wake up. A message here, a message to wake an ice queen up here. Ice cream doesn't, ice cream, the Ice Queen doesn't mean that that she is icy in the sense that this is a cold, harsh person. But it means that there's something here that has been put under lock. The owl can be the message that wants to come to her, but this can also be a guard, a guardian, a protector. Either someone who is coming in to wake her up or someone who is staying here to keep her sleeping here. So right now I'm kind of curious about this owl here. The next card out is the Winged Wise One. So somehow I have to believe here, with again a white dove here, that the white owl is angelic help. It says here angelic help and miraculous aid from the Winged Wise One. So from the divine realm coming in a message here. A message that is, next card out, trying to help the prison wolf. It says self-sabotage or poverty consciousness. Well, in my case that was true, but it could be in any form, right? Assisting someone who may have felt trapped or put on ice here. But somehow I get the feeling that this one is sleeping, right? This one is awake and conscious and sad. But we have to understand that the one sitting here hasn't connected with this one yet. She doesn't know that she has this inside her as well. Like I said, I felt like my compass was broken. She could be my compass here, but I don't know her. right? I don't know who she is. I don't know what she can do. I see she's a queen, but I don't know what she can do. Not yet. I don't know who she is yet here, this one. And maybe there's something like that as well going on for you. So let's get some card on her here. Somehow I feel like I want to take the Rider-Waite Tarot here for this. So let's have a little more cards. I say all the time the reading is not for me, and it isn't. That's not my intention behind doing the reading. But I'm on a certain timeline, and maybe you are on a similar timeline. And therefore we will somehow experience some of the same stuff, or we will have similar events or similar feelings or similar experiences maybe, or similar obstacles. We will not maybe, some will stay in the energy, right? Some will stay in the energy and will not overcome it. Some will not open their mind, their consciousness. Someone will reject a spiritual awakening. Someone will go in a different direction. Someone will keep hating themselves or keep self-sabotaging. Some will not. Some will change something. And that's why this is a timeless reading. I don't know when this is going to be right for you here. Hanged Man. Hanged Man, Virgo energy. This is a flyer. Yeah, I feel like if you are silent and you listen, you will get the point here. If you put yourself in meditation, if you allow yourself to go within, you will get the wisdom, you will get the message here. So find a quiet place, sit, contemplate. Just allow this to arrive. Then I get the Two of Cups here. Came out a bit sideways. I believe this is a union of something. I'm maybe it's someone you think about, right? Maybe someone. This is like the beloved, right? This is someone very, very dear to us. It came out crossed, so there is something about this that maybe in the making, right? As I said, with if the prison wharf here and the Ice Queen could connect with each other, it would be the feeling that something has come back. Now I'm in tune with something again here. So this could be a person who is resisting a connection maybe, and this imprisons another. Or they can't get out of their, maybe a certain belief here. Right? They feel the lack, they feel the missing connection. So that's why it's unconnected somehow. And the universe is trying to bring something in. This card shows like one is bringing one cup and the other is bringing another. So it could be the feeling of a romantic relationship. I want to say, I feel, put this into your situation. All of us like the love idea and that someone would come back and connect with us. Maybe they will. But as a crossing card, I think that there has been a block. There's some kind of block. And I feel the universe is trying to bring in some help here. Why this hasn't happened. Why some energies haven't connected, a feminine and a masculine, why they haven't connected or feel disconnected from each other. Take it how it resonates. I can't promise you that this is about a person. Actually, for me, it comes through as energy. Like, you see, as I said, I feel like my compass was broken, but the compass represents like direction. It represents what I am motivated towards, something like a desire or some kind of interest, something where I want to go. It's a sense of a fire energy that I want to go over here. And because I have that desire, I tell my body to start walking, right? I tell my other energies to figure out how to get there somehow. But initially, it's just a thought, right? It's a feeling, it's a desire, it's something that starts the entire process, and then I start moving. But if that is gone, I don't know where to go, right? Everything seems pointless somehow. Everything seems pointless. And that's what I feel like. This can also talk about like the feeling of, as I said, from feeling pointless to suddenly to have direction, right? That some energies are that have felt split, disconnected here. Crossing cards are somehow negative when they come out like that. It's a flyer, so it's just a helper information, but something has felt disconnected, broken or blocked somehow, because maybe of a pointless, like I'm trying to figure out where to look for the love maybe, but I have nothing to guide me. I have nothing that tells me what direction to go in. So somehow I'm lost, right? Until the direction comes back, then you know what direction you want to go in, right? So take that how it resonates, but it's a Cups card. So I feel it's important, as I said something about, do you want to stay in this feeling of self-sabotage, lack, consciousness, feeling trapped, all that kind of stuff? Do you want to stay there and hurt yourself like an unloving way of being? Do you want to stay there? Or do you want to change something and maybe start loving yourself? The Cups card energy, right? Maybe loving yourself, forgiving something, and trying to create a new reality for yourself based on truth or based on care and love and support for yourself. Do you see my point? Like, the Cups card is here to tell us that the change requires us to have a totally different view on a situation and change our belief system about ourselves also. Okay, so let's have some cards on the table here for this. So how do I want to put these cards? So I get this. Do I get one more here? Do I get one more? Yes, I get one more, but it feels ghosty. Invisible. Could be the feeling of future, right? We don't know what the future holds. We don't know what the future holds. And that can give an uncertainty, right? If we don't know the outcome. For scapegoats, that is a fear, right? That we don't know the outcome. It feels unsafe maybe here, whatever this is. Maybe I will take a card later. Underlying energy, I get the 7 of Swords here. So that's a nasty energy, right? This is a betrayal energy. This can be your own mind. Like this can be something going on in your own mind. We have the self-sabotage card here already. I told you, I showed you. It can be something that has been done to you. Like Sword energy is mind. It has to do with how we think, the programming we have received, how we think about the world, the social construct we have established in our mind about everything around us. What our parents told us, what we have been told in church, in school, with around friends, family, all kinds of dynamics. This is a betrayal card, like someone telling you something, lying to you, betraying you, and actually doing it. This is full daylight. This could have been someone who shamed you in public, like really, and lied to you in public, betrayed you and lied to you, stole from you, manipulated you in full daylight in public here. Always with 2 swords left behind. 2 swords is confusion, indecision, not knowing where to go. This is not a good card, right? This is underlying energy here. So maybe it's going to explain what you have felt. Where can I put this one? Now I've put it here, and somehow it makes sense to me that the cosmos has tried to whisper something to you always, I think. But because of some kind of programming, lies, a distorted version or a very unnuanced version of something, you have kept sleeping here, or some part of you has kept sleeping. Or if this is another person, I want to say there is a block here that has to do with communication, that has to do with words, that has to do with how you communicate with each other, or how you think about each other, or how you I want to say the entire identity foundation. One is maybe like based in a foundation that says lying is okay, as long as I'm not caught. And the other one is like, no, that's not me at all. I want to be honest. So having 2 quite opposing energies that don't work well together. It all depends on the foundation. What have you received? What kind of identity, communications, support or lack of? What have you received? It creates the identity of trust or distrust, right? Or mistrust. Do you trust the world, or do you mistrust it? Are you always critical? Or are you open? Are you closed or are you open? Do you always second guess? You get what I mean? Like it and if we take that in a higher scale, it's like, and we allow ourselves to think about the choices we've made in life. This foundation is like an acid, right? Or water, or I don't know the opposite, but it can be an acid in your life. Or it could be a accelerator in your life, right? It could be a toxic acid, or it could be an accelerator in your life. If it's a toxic acid, how do you think your choices, if this acid has somehow affected all your choices in life, all your decisions, how you view the entire world, every time you talk to a new person, what goes through your mind? Can I trust them? Can I not trust them? Do you even think about trust? Or are you just open? It's if you have an accelerator, I believe that a lot of thought patterns that, for instance, scapegoat energies, they have every single day. Someone growing up with accelerating energy with you, or foundation, like support, care, nurture, validation, acceptance, respect, they don't even think about it. They don't think about, can I trust this person? Because they do. It's like an instant thing. They expect the world to be good. Where scapegoat, they expect the world to be bad. Right? That's like, you see, yeah, okay. So this is definitely creating a block, and go through your mind here. Ask yourself, how am I thinking? And where does it come from? And maybe also sometimes, can I even trust that voice? Is this voice always right? It sounds kind of paranoia, right? But I'm just, and again, I feel like the full moon is here to somehow make you see something, right? It's like she could be a little bit like Sleeping Beauty here, right? And somehow I get the feeling that the winged wise ones are here with angelic help to help her wake up here. But you decide. Like, do you want to stay in this one realm of thinking, right? Or do you want to wake up and face something here? Okay, let's have a look at the cards here. I feel like I want the middle card to just get like a real center focus to kind of read the other cards here. So the center card is always somehow important. Let's have a look here. Ace of Cups. Yeah, there's something about love here. And how to fill up your own cup. again, this idea, if you self-sabotage and you think evil about yourself, or you think bad about yourself, you think you're unworthy, you think you have done something terrible, you feel guilt or shame or something. Why should someone love you if you feel you are like that? Why should someone love you then? To have someone bring their cup to you, a real true love connection, requires also that you have a filled up cup of self-love. This is what I feel like the divine is offering you, an opportunity to see how you can fill up the cup here. Look at the dove here, right? The dove. It's trying to bring you something here. Coming in from the divine realm, the hand of the divine here. And maybe to fill this cup up, you need to cry, you need to purge, you need to let go of something. And it's quite all right. It's giving you an opportunity to like change from being in a, you could say, a non-self-loving place, like a self-harming place maybe, or self-destructive or self-sabotaging place, to a where you support yourself. So this could be something about the past, left card here. Let's have a look, and this could be more future oriented, current or future. And then I have some cards down here, I still don't know. Okay, let's have a look at this. So, King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Sleeping. The eyes closed and all this, I say they are sleeping or something. It can simply mean they haven't woken up to like a spiritual awakening, or they live in a certain belief, and they are not, they stay to that or stick to that belief because it has worked for them. You see, he's a King of Pentacles, meaning that he has achieved quite a success here. The King of Pentacles is very attractive. He has money in the bank. He has a lot to show. He is accomplished. He sits on his throne here. He has a kingdom. He could have his own business. He could be well off, like secure and safe, and he has everything that is safe, I want to say. I want to say he is probably a safe person. Like not an evil person, or somehow that this is just a mask. I don't get that. I just get that he's occupied with keeping this alive, keeping whatever he has created here alive. This is his primal instinct to do. This is what he is occupied with. That's why I say he's sleeping. He's not I don't get that this one is like on a spiritual quest. He's concerned about the day-to-day maintenance of his kingdom or his business or his daily tasks, the job, keeping the money flowing. That's what he's occupied with. It can be someone you have in mind. It can be yourself here. King of Pentacles, I want to say they definitely have some kind of earth energy here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. We talk about the Capricorn full moon here. Maybe this is the Capricorn king here. Capricorns usually driven, goal driven, focus driven. Won't stop until they get to the top, to the throne maybe. Maybe someone has been working their way up and is now sitting here and has been maintaining some kind of stability. I get the like for a longer time. And being mostly concerned with that. I get also the feeling of like we can talk about someone recovering from something and has been working very hard now to sit safely again, feeling balanced and safe and in charge of your own life, in charge of your own safety, of your own money, of your own well-being in the sense that you have the things that you want, like material things. But I also seeing him being alone here, like it could have been quite a lonely quest. It could have been quite a lonely quest here. And somehow I also get the feeling, because it's here, that then something comes in here that is changing something. Like it could be questioned. This king could have been shown something here. Could have been shown something. Like an offer coming in, right? Something coming towards you here. Like I said, you have a choice, because somehow this is not a Cups card, right? It's not a very romantic, loving, maybe it's a safe environment, but not a very, it's not hostile, it's safe. But maybe lonely or alone, or like again, you have everything you can buy, I want to say, but not love, I think. And there is an opportunity for that something is showing itself here. I'm drawn to like this idea that he has bulls here around him. So somehow I feel like I am talking to a Taurus or a Capricorn. I want to say I could be feeling like a Capricorn energy is definitely in the mix here. And this is, I get a protective energy, like this king. it's interesting because the more I look at the card, I heard the word like house arrest. I heard something like, sometimes when I look at this card, it tells me, because there's a lot of green here, like something is growing on him. Like he has been sitting here for so long, and that eventually the plants are starting to grow here, right? Someone has been in house arrest or has been somehow restricted in a free movement, but I also get the feeling it was to maintain something, like maintain a safety, maintain something, keep it safe, keep it intact or big, like a king, right? That's it's not a pawn you're trying to keep safe here. This is a king we are trying to keep safe, with like bulls around it to like get guarded, like he's guarded somehow. And he has been sitting here. To me, it's almost a little bit like they are both sleeping here, right? So this can be an interpretation of the Ice Queen here. That whatever is put on ice here is him. Like he is the one who is guarded here somehow. It comes across as wanting to keep something intact, but knowing that it has to be guarded. It has to be guarded. It can be a person here who, this is how they operate, right? They are concerned with their own safety. They do everything they can to have an armor around them, to keep something safe here. A vision of themselves, that they are some kind of success here. But it seems like it's an old viewpoint that has grown. He has been, I wouldn't say forgotten, but it's like the plants have grown all over him. Finding him, I want to say, it's a little bit like going into the Amazonas jungle and suddenly like using your sword to cut down the branches to find a way through it. You suddenly find this castle. But it's a castle that has been overgrown with plants, right? So you can't see it. It's not visible anymore. It's like he's somehow hidden or shielded. It could be a sense of a big potential, but it's dormant, sleeping. It's not active, inactive. But he could be, right? I would say normally someone like this, when this comes in upright, I would say they have manifested it already. They have already done this. But the more I look at the card, it's like I get a different story. I get I'm kind of drawn to this one leg here. And only a half bull over here, or a half Capricorn here. Is there a way out somehow? Is this a bull that is not paying attention? I get the bulls here represent like a god. Like this one is on house arrest. He's dormant, or he has not come out of his shell. He's kept intact, I feel, but he's not visible. He's overgrown with plants, so we can't see him. Not really, but somehow I get the feeling: is he stirring something? Creating a way out somehow, that maybe this one is not paying attention just for a bit, and then he's getting out. Can I get a card on the King of Pentacles here, please? And at the bottom, King of Pentacles, even before I'm shuffling. Okay, so let's have a look here. There's something that... Yeah, I still get house arrest. Like he's under house arrest, this one, somehow. So whether there's self-sabotage or whatever it is, I don't know. Flyer here. Crossing card, Sun. And I have my little reindeer here, but that's the closest I could get to this, right? Like almost look at the image, but if you look at this and then the shine up here, right? It's like wanting to access some kind of greatness, happiness, some kind of... but being blocked, like again it's a crossing card, being blocked with the energy. It's the Sun card is the most happy, more glorious, most like sun energy, father, achievement, confidence, right? It's the most beautiful, most confident, not in a selfish and bad way, not in an arrogant way, right? But someone feeling very accomplished. It's accomplished, I want to say. But there's a block to this, I think. There's something here that is... And again, I want to say, why is this king on house arrest? What is he? Why is he judged to be that? And what is the foundation of it? Who judged him, right? Who made that call to put him on house arrest, this guy? Because I think he has enormous potential, this one. But again, I'm shown these eyes where they're sleeping. She's definitely sleeping here, right? Again, when I look at this, I I see it like a rope that he's tied to the throne, unable to move, but he's still keeping the scepter, right, and the coin here, like trying to keep up good faith, maybe. But I think it's difficult if you have these guards around you, and the more and more time goes by, it's like he can become more and more forgotten, right? Maybe he has been sitting there for a very long time. Again, I said something like he could have been sitting in a throne based on some kind of, or with some kind of foundation here. I just get the feeling that it's safe but not modern, or not up. It's an old way of believing how you can create success, I think. An old way of and if this is Capricorn energy, I want to say Capricorn can be like really focused, right? Not derailing from the path. I stick to a certain goal, and I go in this direction, because if I get derailed, I lose focus, or as I said, I lose the compass, I lose my direction. I could lose my direction. So I have to do it a certain way. If I must create success in my life, I have to do it in a certain way, maybe a way that you were told. That success requires hard work and dedication, right? Or success requires determination, focus, discipline, right? That kind of understanding, and I just get the feeling it's a bit stuck in time, or it's stuck maybe. Ace of Swords. Well, when I see this, it's like I see this sometimes as a grave, but I also see it a little bit like some ideas, some thoughts are stuck in time, in a frozen time here. That could be the Ice Queen here. That some belief patterns here are, it is a sword energy. Sword has to do with our mind, how we think, what we say, how we communicate. And it's kind of stuck in the stone. This sword cannot be yielded unless you are the rightful king. Right? Unless you are the rightful king. To yield Excalibur here, it has to be the right king who trusts in himself, right? Arthur can yield in the story of Avalon and Camelot. Arthur can yield this sword, but he has to trust himself. He has to trust that he can. But sometimes I see it also as a grave, that something is put to rest. It's in there, but it has to be awoken by the right belief, right? This can be yielded with the right belief. And maybe this guy here needs a new belief. Or maybe he needs a guiding hand to be shown what it is that he is believing in. That he has been believing in a certain effort, maybe, a certain way forward. And it's kind of, I feel like, stuck in time or old-fashioned or not up to date. And maybe the light is coming here in here to kind of put a magnifying glass on something here that may have been put to rest, dormant somehow, or it needs a new belief, that you need a new belief to yield this sword and open this up somehow, right? Ace of Swords is talks about, and aces are always about new beginnings. We have Ace of Swords as a clarifier for the King of Pentacles and another ace here. So 2 aces right now. Ace of Swords clarifying the King of Pentacles. I think this King of Pentacles needs a new view of himself. Like, this has become like he, as I said, frozen in time. It's like his entire belief system is based on something that is old-fashioned, perhaps not up to date, not modern, not his beliefs are old, stuck in time. They are, and again, as long as the Excalibur is in the stone, it cannot be yielded. You cannot have this full power of this beautiful sword here. And this is a very special sword, right? This can slay demons. It can slay all kinds of enemies here. It can slay the undead. So this is a very special, you could say, a sword that allows the owner, the one that holds the sword, the rightful owner of the sword, can overcome anything. That's what I feel like is in that message. It can overcome anything, but he has to believe in it. And I think this king, I believe the king has to a certain point established themselves. And with an element of safety around them, but they are stuck in that. Maybe trying to figure out how to get a way out of it, but I just feel that something is needed, right? And there's coming in a helping hand here. A helping hand. Clarity may come in. Ace of Swords, clarity may come in through some emotions here. Not to scare you, not to make you second guess yourself, but actually to make you see something. A miraculous aid is coming in, a helping hand is coming in to make you... It's an offering. But again, do you stay here? In this house arrest, maybe self-imposed, Or do you allow the feelings to flow through you and allow the guidance you get with it, the knowledge you get with it, the epiphany you get perhaps? Do you allow it, or do you stay here? Two of Pentacles, yeah. Two of Pentacles talks over here. He is yielding one pentacle, and I almost get the feeling he doesn't want. He has a big pentacle here, and he is holding on to that. He doesn't want to yield a new one. He doesn't want to learn new stuff. He sticks to his ways and what he knows. I have gotten this far. Why should I change that? Why should I make that think differently? He's not wanting to. It's almost like the ambition of this one has been put on pause. Like I'm okay here, so I stay here. I put myself on house arrest. I have no further ambition. I just stay here. But then this is changing something. Something is changing, and now I have Two of Pentacles here. This is feeling like I'm juggling two different strategies, or I'm juggling two different seats, or I'm playing on two different horses here to feel safe. Whatever came in here, this could be the feeling of a heart awakening. A heart awakening that changed something. It changed something. It brought your emotions out of balance here, turmoil. Your safety maybe in your life suddenly was not that safe anymore, like your job and everything. The crown is gone, right? There's no more throne, and the waters are in a turmoil. This could be someone experiencing like really havoc time in their life. A time where everything was questioned, like nothing felt quite safe here. And having too much to handle. Too stressful, too emotional, out of whack here. A chaotic time, it could feel like. Can I get a card on the Two of Pentacles here? Again, the throne is gone. That there's nothing here, no castle, nothing. I don't know exactly what it means, but it feels just like there are a few ships in the background here. Very tumultuous water. Not very safe, not very. This feels like a heart awakening. So the cosmos, the universe came in here. Your guides, your angelic helpers here came in with waking you up to something. This one is looking. Open eyes. Seeing that something has shifted, something has changed here. Trying to balance two ways of trying to figure out how to be safe here. Am I safe the old way? Or do I have to find a new way of being safe here? Maybe I can't stick with the old way. Maybe something happened to you that prohibit you from being here. Right? That you couldn't just stay where you were. You couldn't just be there. Maybe it wasn't safe anymore. Something changed. We had the COVID, right? Maybe the COVID changed everything. You were on house arrest, or you were in isolation, and everything changed. When you got back, it was not the same. Everything felt very unsafe. Your job was not the same. You were not the king anymore. Maybe your position was deleted. You had to be footman again. Everything you thought you could rely on was stripped away. Needing to find a new job, perhaps. A job that is not a king, and not that safe, and not that secure, and not that you couldn't stay also with the same routine. You needed to learn a new routine, perhaps here, a new work, a new job situation, a new routine, and becoming the novice, right? Become the one that is not in charge somehow because of something here. King of Cups. Yeah, you may have met someone here, or something came in. It is out of love that it comes, but I feel like it was to shake you up somehow. Handling, like the King of Cups here, we see, well, when I see the King of Cups card in this Celtic Tarot, it's like he sits inside this tree. The tree for me represents like family, like roots, something that we have normally found shelter with. This is where we go when we want to balance ourselves and find peace and harmony and something like that. But I see it's almost like he's breaking out, right? Like something is breaking out of the tree. Maybe he has been sitting here and looking out for a while, like thinking about offering something here, and he's finally doing it. Like here we have the Ace here. There is an incoming offer from someone here. Could be a water sign, right? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here energy. But again, as I said, it can be an internal process that you are breaking out of the tree here. The tree is earthy, right? It's an energy. It could be that at some point you relied on your a Capricorn energy, an earth element in you here. It kept you safe within the trunk. Somehow, maybe within your family system, maybe within that belief, maybe within a certain business career or something. It kept you safe and grounded and solid and strong and protected and everything. But it was maybe dull. It was boring. There was no excitement, there was no love, there was nothing here. It was all work and education perhaps. And paying the bills. And being reliable and trustworthy and all this stuff there. And something happened here. Something happened. Either someone came to you, offered you something, or you are changing. By having maybe a heart chakra awakening here, you change. You become a different king here, right? You are walking a different path now. Maybe trying to balance both. Like it could be also the feeling that if I have to walk with love here. If I have to walk with love, or I have to walk with my emotions more visible here, my heart more visible, I don't know how to keep safe then. It's like I lose my safety. I become like a pawn again. I become small somehow. And my emotions in the background are turmoil here. It's like you're like someone making a shift from being more earthy into more watery here. And I was drawn to like it's like I see up here, I don't know if this is supposed to be honey, but it's like it's dripping down in the cup. Honey in the cup, right? I get almost like a romance, like or a romantic heart. Maybe you had kind of awakening here that showed you that you actually have a very romantic heart. That what's dripping down here, honey, that is dripping down is like the winged wise ones. He is trying to bring something to you, something you have forgotten, something that, or I don't know if you want to see it like a coin or a compass or something, bringing something to the cup here. And now that you have this, I feel like it's like you cannot undo it. You cannot undo that your emotions are more visible maybe, or more, again, here we have none. That they are not really present here. No water here. Not really. Or at least we have a wall here surrounding you to keep you safe, right? But here we see a breach, right? We see a breach, and he's suddenly now like really feeling the emotions, this one, I think. Still sitting in the tree, trying to figure out how can I maintain myself while I try to figure out my safety here. Maybe I need, again, it feels a little bit like an identity shift, wanting to pursue maybe a new career or something, but that gives you a lot of thoughts, right? How can I do that if I cannot be the same? I'm not, after this experience, I'm not the same. So I'm something new, but what is it actually I am here? Figuring out something here. Like juggling two different ways of finding income, perhaps. Finding two different ways of finding safety, stability, security. And at the same time having your emotions being very present, very like apparent, very like you can't like keep them down, right? You can't dim them somehow. They're very present, I feel like, and whoever this king was, he's changed by this experience here. Maybe we should have a card on that one as well, this Ace of Cups here. Can I have a card on this Ace of Cups here? So what is this Ace of Cups that is changing everything? It feels like love somehow woke someone up, and it was like a stressful time to become more aligned with. Again, he's looking here, this king. He's not like sleeping, he's looking, right? Awake here. It's like seeing something with totally different eyes, I think. Let's have a look at this Ace of Cups here. Four of Swords. Yeah, it's you see, this one is sitting here. Right? Four of Swords, it talks about I get feeling forgotten here somehow with the card. Feeling forgotten. How the swords, and again, look at him, something green is growing on him. He has turned into stone, he's sleeping, and he's just like he has been waiting for something. The Four of Swords is like a contemplating stock energy. It's this can definitely be like self-sabotage. Why did this happen? And look at how what he looks like here. He looks a little bit like a troll, right? So seemingly not very attractive, not very desirable. Bold. Not to say there's anything wrong with that. Big nose. He has like and all this stuff is growing on him. I get the feeling he feels like he's forgotten. Like at one time I was desirable. As I said, this one can be very attractive. He has everything, right? People would be drawn to success and stuff like that. But somehow I get the feeling it has... Like he turned into like this one, as I said, with the green growing on him. Like it's like he's forgotten his potential, his knowledge, his ways. Like they are not desirable anymore. Whatever he was doing here or could do or what he was creating here, almost like it has no longer value, like it's not desirable, and he's sad, right? Like not. It's almost like not feeling needed, not feeling needed. And it makes him very sad, right? I also get the feeling of waiting, like waiting for something to happen. And eventually, he's sleeping here, right? But we see the sun here, like something is dawning and the sun is like coming towards him here. Again, I feel someone stuck in their ways. They could be conservative. They stay to what they know is working for them. It's not it. Yeah, it's like it's lost in time, or it's old-fashioned. It's something that is not desired anymore, I think, somehow. or even to the point that it has never been desired, or it has never been even tried out. Like someone like me cannot be desirable, right? Someone like me is very unhappy. Against swords energy, mind energy. It's an unhappy energy, right? Sad, unhappy, feeling forgotten, feeling also like left out in the cold. And he's been sitting here for a very long time. Everything is growing. He has turned into stone here. Again, this frozen, this fixed frozen stone energy. And it's also, I want to say, an energy that it can't move. Not now. It can't change. It can't move. It needs an earth shake, right? It needs something to shake it up. Otherwise, it stays the same. And I feel like whatever came in here was something bright came in here. Like a message that tells someone that they are desirable, they are useful, they are it could be an apology, right? It could be that if someone is frozen like this, or avoidant, or has walls around themselves, how do you make someone like that open again? You have to bring something in here that is really heartfelt and beautiful and caring, right? Otherwise, why should they change anything? And I feel like either you experience this yourself, some kind of heart chakra awakening, and it changed everything. The King of Pentacles energy is dormant at the bottom of the deck for this shuffle here. I get the King of Pentacles here. Like the reason this one has never felt like the King of Pentacles, I think. It's stuck in time. It has never been released. This sword has never been yielded, right? This belief has never been yielded. It has never gotten there. It's under house arrest. It has been kept in check, dormant, ideas preserved but not used, never yielded, never experienced, and eventually over time it has felt like it's not useful. And the heart chakra awakening that came in here, I think, is for you to understand, but you have everything within you. You are this one, right? You can become very successful, very beautiful. You can reclaim all of this. But it may not have felt like that, right? It may have felt exactly the opposite, like you were put on a roller coaster here of dramatic situation where you felt like you were not at all in charge, like an ongoing roller coaster of obstacles here to make you feel safe, or you felt unsafe, and you had to do whatever you could to just have some kind of safety, or to keep your job or find an income, whilst your emotions were totally out of whack also here. because somehow I feel like you're transforming something. You're changing from one kind of being to another. The new King of Pentacles, the thought form that you have preserved in you is coming forward because you choose to support it. If you support it, it's coming forward. That's what it needs, right? To break through like these frozen, stony walls here. To get someone to see that they have value. That they are important. That they are desirable. But to do that, we need to offer something here. A status quo is not changing anything. We need a change, and the change is here. But it may have felt very tumultuous to figure this out somehow. Hierophant. This is the Taurus energy. Yeah, again, it's like what's up for question here, I feel like, is the teaching, the preaching, the teaching that you have received. You have received one kind of understanding, and you should stick to that one, right? To have the success, to succeed, to rise, or to become a leader or something like that. You should stick to it. But I feel like the change here is it's questioning everything, right? The Ace of Cups is asking you whether something is supportive and caring. What is needed to support something frozen here? To wake up, but also not just to wake up, but actually to start believing in themselves. You need an overflowing amount of support and love and care and nurture, right? And with one cup here, I feel self-care, self-nurture, inner child work, perhaps, all this stuff. You need that to maybe change your ways and become your own hierophant, find your own teaching, or the teaching that feels right for you. Or to question a teaching you have received. Has it helped me? Did the teaching gave me full purpose? Again, this is also a card of purpose. It's a card of finding direction. It can be the feeling you needed to connect with the wisdom you had from the earthly realm and what you have taught, connected with the heart is, and the support, the self-care or the healing that you're trying to give yourself here is needed to figure out which kind of hierophant you are here, what is your own teaching. To help create this one inside you, right? Maybe this can be an outside energy. Maybe you are thinking about someone here who has been like a preacher for you, someone you leaned upon. And you have to figure out whether it helped you or actually didn't help you. Or did it only help you so far? And the rest has then been trouble. yeah, of course, this has been, well, this has been quite a journey, right? The heart, this is where we see how the pillars are standing here. As long as I follow this teaching, the pillars are standing. I'm safe, I'm solid, I'm strong, I have my money in the bank, I do what I was told, I follow this teaching. And then suddenly I have this heart awakening and everything is just crumbling here. Now I have the tower. Everything crumbled. You lost your job, you lost, maybe there are 2 people falling here. You lost a loved someone, the crown. The crown is jumping off here with an explosion. I feel some kind of shock, some kind of something very volatile, very violent, or very fiery electric coming in here, poof, like really splintering off the crown here, making you feel extremely unsafe, very stressful, very someone shattered. It woke something in you, but also shattered something here. Like an instant explosion somehow. From feeling, I'm following this teaching, I'm safe, I'm solid. I even have like followers here. People trust me, they believe in me, they see me as valuable, they see me as... And then suddenly not. Or that this is someone whose teaching you have been following. You have trusted in that foundation, you trusted in the words, the teachings, the beliefs. And after this awakening here, you can no longer trust in these pillars, you can no longer trust in the foundation, everything is crumbling here. You figure out that this person is not... They were not trustworthy here. My entire belief system, my entire existence, my entire identity, everything I believed in, everything I thought was real is crumbling here. And this is what you have been trying to juggle. Because your heart has been open to something here. And now, therefore you see something. But you see, when you're realizing that when this is what you're experiencing, your entire identity, whatever you have believed in, is falling. Your crown is no longer a possibility. This teaching you cannot follow anymore. You figure out there was betrayal and lies, and it was done in daylight. Again, he is preaching in daylight here. And you've realized this, I can't do this, so I'm changing my way, but it's a stressful time doing that. Because you're figuring a way how to wake this one up, right? How to find a way back to this guy, or back to some kind of stability. Can I have a card down here? Because I feel like there should be another card. Especially, again, it could be again 2 swords here. Which one am I supposed to trust? My heart tells me this is not safe. I can't trust this. If I trust in the preaching that I have done all my life, I should be safe. As long as I do what is told, right? So this could be the paradox, this could be the choice. What are you choosing here? Are you choosing to stay with the teaching you know and be miserable? Or feel that you are forgotten, that you are stuck in time, that you are self-sabotaging, you can't fulfill your own goals, you can never accomplish you are only within a certain arena or within a certain environment. an environment which you have now figured out that it has probably not been quite truthful for you. Maybe the person you are following here did all of this to just honor themselves. It's upright, so I don't feel that necessarily. I just feel that the teaching was not right for you. Right? The teaching was not right for you. Can I get a card on this Hierophant, please? Can I get a card on the Hierophant? He's always troubling me, this guy. Because the card is upright, but I think that teachings are important. I'm doing some kind of teaching here, I guess. But teachings can be manipulative. Especially if we see someone idolize someone here. If we idolize someone, it can become very problematic. Because then we can only see the glory of them. We can't see the flaws, right? Or whether they are actually doing something else also. And idolization can become a crippling experience. And therefore I also will always tell you, this is just my point of view. I am not encouraging you to always consider and consult your own inner feelings, your own inner... Actually, I don't believe in teachings. I believe that it should come from within, what feels right. But, well, that's just me. The Hierophant, the Otter in reverse, yeah, you realize something. You realize something about them. The Otter is the most happy card in the world. And when I see this card upright, I see it as someone is... This could be the feeling of idolization or feeling a crush on someone. We see how it's narrowed in, like looking through a lens, right? And looking through the lens and seeing the Otter is like seeing the most beautiful being ever. The most intelligent, beautiful, lovely, adorable person here. It's like feeling a crush on someone. This is someone who is... They make you extremely happy. They are very... like they just light up the room, right? But I somehow feel like maybe they didn't light up the room for you, but you still followed the teaching. And somehow they represented something trustworthy for you. But I get the feeling they were probably not that great, I think. Or something feels off about them. Maybe you stick with them. Maybe you followed a teaching. You tried to do the same as them because they seem quite successful. They have followers here. They are adored, worshipped, maybe. And maybe you tried to do the same, but it didn't create the same for you, right? It got you stuck somehow. You lost the passion. You lost life force. You lost... And I just get the feeling this heart awakening showed you something about the Hierophant here, that this cannot make me happy. Following this teaching is not making me happy. I have to figure out what makes me happy. But if I'm walking away from this teaching, it means that maybe I'm expelled, right? Maybe I'm expelled from the community, maybe I'm expelled from the family. Maybe my entire existence, my entire identity, the one I have thought, everything I believed in is no more. I have to start all over. It's like I become the pawn again. I'm working my way towards becoming a King of Cups maybe here. Or approaching a King of Cups, or a King of Cups change something here for you. And it has been very difficult, right? To like get to the fact that I can trust this, that I can trust my heart, I can trust my feelings here and still be safe. This is like walking through life with an element of both, right? With an element of earth with you, with the tree here, and an element of water with you. And that makes you feel very unsafe. You don't feel the same security. It's like the emotions are it's supposed to help you, I think. But the process has not been easy, right? And maybe it required for you to give up something, to let the tower fall, to let some kind of identity, some kind of belief system fall. And you had to take that crown off your head here because of a realization, right? You realize something about the Hierophant here. Their teachings, maybe they did great with that teaching. It helped them. Again, and I feel like at that time, I believe someone was successful here with a certain teaching. But it's obsolete somehow. It doesn't work anymore. It's not working for you, especially I feel like. It's not working for you. Maybe you've tried to climb the same ladder, become a Hierophant as well, but it hasn't just, it stagnated somehow, or it never got off the ground, it never. And I think it's because it didn't get support, it didn't get the right and it didn't make you happy, I think. Realizing maybe that everything you worked for, everything you've tried to keep up, is actually making you miserable. So I get the firefly here. The firefly for me is something, when it's upright here, it's air. This is an element of air. The firefly is well, we see it here in the midst of the darkness. The firefly is showing us something. It's suddenly shining this bright light so that we can see something. It's small, the firefly is very small, but it's still there, right? It's still there for us to follow that guidance, and it's air energy, so a guidance, a thought, a guidance, a mind guidance towards something. But you see, sometimes I see this as an epiphany or as an intuitive guidance that is extremely strong, that you can't deny it, right? I have to go towards this. But here we see it was reversed. This is what I feel like. It's like the guidance was suddenly not there. It was crumbling. It experienced a shock or something. It experienced a crush. as I said, I felt like my compass, a hammer was like punching my compass, and suddenly there was only darkness. I had no guiding light, right? That feeling. Take it how it resonates for you, but something has happened here that woke you up to some kind of realization. Maybe with a Taurus in your life, someone who was in charge of something. Maybe you idolized this person, could be a father figure. It could be someone you met and maybe at some point they were like this. And now the mic, still here. And at some point it made you feel like this. They were so amazing and beautiful and everything. And what they said, this was just, it felt so good, so amazing. I trust them and everything, but I just feel like maybe they weren't someone to trust, or you realize something here. In hindsight, perhaps, realizing, but those teaching, they're not making me happy, right? Or I realized that some of the things they have said, I thought they were portraying me, perhaps, in a good light. That they loved me, they adored me, they liked me, but actually they didn't. And that was maybe such a betrayal or such a shock for you that everything crumbled with the Hierophant here. Everything that had to do with safety around this person crumbled. Your guiding light, the firefly, your inspiration, the little inspiration firefly here was crushed, right? Underneath this incoming shock or this incoming crush of foundation somehow. It took the fire away. The little tiny element that a Capricorn would go for, because Capricorn is winter season, at least in the northern hemisphere. There is almost no light. It's very dark. There's not much light to go by. So a Capricorn has to rely on the small amount of daylight that can come in, right? The small amount of light that can show them a direction. They have to stick to that and be very focused, because soon it's dark again. Most of the day is dark. So Capricorns only have like a few hours to keep the direction very straight. Then it's dark again. You can see nothing, right, in the dark. But here it's like there's not even a pinch of daylight, I think. So the feeling of being focusless, no direction, no one to stick to, because you thought this was the direction for you, right? You could trust this one, but it's not making you happy. Then what? Then what, I feel like. Now what? I don't know whom else to trust in. I don't know whom else to but I also feel like you were given perhaps like a blank slate, right? You were given a brand new opportunity for you to create who you are, but that may not feel very safe, right? It may not feel very safe. And somehow I get the feeling with that it's important to strike that whatever came in here, it was angelic help. You had to be shaken up, I feel like. To move away from your very like focused and disciplined way of moving in life. It needed a shake-up somehow. It may not have felt like a help, but it was a help. And you have stuck to a direction that was not your own. And maybe you feel like this heart awakening, whatever this was for you, that came in and put light on you, this attention somehow, or this, I get heart awakening with this, is you learn something from it and you're trying to juggle it, but you had to abandon something here. And when you do that, you felt focusless, like pointless, like I don't know where to go, or you realize I have no compass, or my compass is lost. If I give this up, I have nothing of my own. And why is that? That you have nothing of your own? Is it because you never got to develop it? Is it because you were forced to follow certain beliefs? You were lied to? You were betrayed? You were manipulated? Let's have a card down here as the final card here. At the bottom here, down here. And it feels ghost-like. As I said, like this, I can't see the outcome. So if I stay, I feel miserable. I'm unhappy here. If I go with the new, I don't know the direction, and therefore I don't know the outcome. I don't know if I will be safe here. So what am I going to choose here? The fairy who was kissed by the pixies. This is what I feel like the full moon wants to show you here. It's card number 21, if that means something to you. She's surrounded by these pixies here. Right? Just enjoying herself a little bit. And she's quite happy here. Somehow I get the feeling maybe you should allow something. Allow yourself to be kissed by the pixies here. And what does that mean? Maybe allow yourself to open your heart a little bit. To get yourself out there. We could say that this could be the feeling of dating. And allow yourself to be kissed by the pixies could be the feeling that maybe you need to trust a little bit. Like what you put out there can come back to you. Okay, let's have a look here. The fairy who was killed by the pixies, card number 21. Love given, love received. Metaphorical open heart surgery. Yeah, that's what I feel like this is. Like a metaphorical or spiritual open heart surgery. It's a heart chakra awakening or healing here. Pixie kisses are not chocolate like the well-known Hershey kisses. But the pixies claim that they are a whole lot sweeter and don't do anything dreadful to your teeth. However, if the pixies have been munching fairy chocolate, some pixie kisses give people freckles. As Brian wrote, the pixies say that there cannot be too much kissing. A fairy kiss is a blessing indeed. Pay attention when you feel a fairy touch on your cheek or lip. Pixie kisses, in fact all fairy kisses, are to be noticed and savored. If you do notice, you will find yourself smiling without meaning to, and feel a surge of warmth swell in your heart. Yeah, this is important, I think. Not to say that you should go and look around for whether you are kissed by a pixie or not, but it's the warmth in your heart. If you feel you find yourself smiling or giggling, or you find yourself trusting a little bit, just for 5 minutes maybe, or you wake up and you suddenly have a hope for a good day or something like that. That's the pixies here. The fairy Morna is the queen of love, all kinds of love: brotherly, sisterly, parental, friendly, unconditional, and conditional, either or both. She tells you, it takes perfect people to have a perfect love, but we imperfect, as we all are, may have many loves, each one perfect for who we are or for what we need now, in that moment, and in that moment of our consciousness, in that vibration of consciousness. These loves may not feel perfect. They may not look perfect from the outside, but they fit us now, in that now moment. If we don't like them, then we need to change ourselves so that a different kind of perfection fits us. A different vibration can come in, a different attitude, or a different way of thinking. Here we see Morna in her role as heart surgeon, using the power of love to help us open our hearts when we have closed them out of fear, helping us to expand and become more of what we have the potential to be. Wake this up, right? Yes, it is true, having an open heart, being willing to love and be loved, makes us vulnerable to loss and grief. But Morna assures me, and I believe her, that once a heart is truly and fully open, even the deepest grief becomes bittersweet, like dark chocolate, and there is no pain that is not balanced by the greater joy of love. The feeling of giving love is what makes us feel good. What keeps us from enjoying it fully is our desires to own others or to have them constantly prove our importance to them. Such proof is impossible. However, this kind of conditional and self-limited love is part of how we learn about real love. If ever you hear yourself asking, "Do you really love me?" or saying, "I don't think you really love me," then you know that the love you are giving to the other person is conditional and limited. Morna would like to help us learn to love ourselves, to love others without conditions, and she also would like us to learn to love while still staying properly centered within ourselves. It is important for us not to lose ourselves in others and let their desires become ours while losing sight of what we need for fulfillment in our own lives. In the long run, or even in the not so very long run, that never works out. We only think we know what others want and need, and sooner or later we get it disastrously wrong. Usually by thinking we know what they ought to need. We are all learning about love, and in the process of learning, we all act as teachers for each other. Ram Dass said, "The karma of relationship is the hardest karma there is." Believe it, Mona advises. And this is true no matter what the relationship is. But for all that, love in its purest sense is the fast track to self-realization and enlightenment. The wild thing at the top of the picture is filled with bliss and is longing to cuddle its way to enlightenment. Remember, everything and everyone in fairy glows with its own light. So do we. Much of that light is the glow of love. Remember, remembering that is important. Oh wow, what can I say here? Love, sweet love. Accept it, burnish it up, add to it, and pass it on. The presence of the fairy who was kissed by the pixies suggests giving and receiving love and intimacy in any of a wide variety of relationships. She gives notice that this is a time to open and heal our hearts. Different aspects of life may well be flowing happily together, healing separations and hurts from the past. Bonding may take place and deep feeling emerge. Changes for the better may occur in all aspects of life, but especially in relationships which may be deepening and becoming richer. You may be experiencing love therapy for opening the heart as new relationships begin and old ones develop. Enjoy. Yeah. It's like evoking something within ourselves. We saw the Two of Cups card in the beginning in a crossing position, and I feel like this is maybe almost like a crossroad, right? That you are at a point in time where you can make a choice and try this out and listen to whatever was given to you here. That you can work with self-care, self-love. You can listen to it said in the book you could go to therapy for opening up your heart. You can listen to like binaural beats. You can and of course you can go dating, right? But if you don't feel ready for that, at least I feel like if you're still somehow here, you probably are not ready for that. And also not wanting just another one to come and teach you something or be the one who knows their direction, because you have learned this. Following someone else's teaching is not going to make you happy. So what now? Yeah, what now? I feel like this is also a guidance card that if you trust in at least giving you self-love here, you can change something for yourself. If you start smiling, probably people will smile back, right? If you start and really feeling the smile, not just pretending, but feeling it, then it's probably being returned to you. Let's have just one advice card, please. Can I have one advice card here on this full moon reading for in the sign of Capricorn? Not just for Capricorns, but I feel it's strongly here somehow. Honesty, yeah. Maybe this requires for you to become very honest with yourself, not lie about anything. Feel your emotions and whatever message may come with them, trust it. No matter how ugly it looks or how bad it looks, be honest with yourself. This can even be like make the mirror exercise where you look yourself in the mirror. And if this is what you see, if you feel like you see something like this, as I said before, if you feel like you look in your mirror and you see a troll in there, maybe we really need to work on the self-care, the self-love, you're not a bad person, right? It's we all make mistakes. We all do something that is not great. And if you see yourself like this because you feel guilty or ashamed or something, or you blame yourself for something, maybe we need to show this one a little compassion. Because again, as the book said, nobody's perfect here. We make mistakes, right? We have flaws. We make choices that are not the best, and like sabotaging ourselves is not helping, right? But we all do it to a certain extent, I think. Especially scapegoats. They are designed to view themselves as ugly, so that they believe this is all they deserve. Be very honest with this one. Again, we have the green color all over the place here. This is heart chakra, right? Be very honest and be very compassionate and with yourself here. If you look yourself in the mirror and this is the one you see, if you are honest with yourself, be nurturing and caring and understanding and everything with this one. At the bottom of the deck I get the green woman, and look how she is holding her hand around, you could say, the monster within. Like she's trying to protect it and not let us see what it is, or that could be a metaphor of what you have been trying to do. But the green woman talks about the green woman speaks to us of caring for our growing ground and of the physical satisfaction of being our natural selves and practicing our own innate magic. So this is again honing in on who are you and what's really you, and like dare to show this, dare to go for it. Dare to trust it. Maybe still keeping it a bit safe here, I think, but be honest with yourself and nurture your, you could say, if you feel like you are a troll, let's just use that one. If you feel like you are a troll, not worthy, not desirable, guilty or whatever here. Nurture it back to some kind of care. Nurture it back to a sense of trust, I want to say. Keep it a little secret, maybe, that you work on this. Maybe not tell it to everyone. This is your personal project. And really do this caring for our growing ground. This is a time for enhancing the growth of our talents and abilities, your talents and abilities, a time of blossoming that will bear fruit, right? A time of blossoming that will bear fruit. It may also be a time of growing maturity and self-confidence. Experience trusting yourself and trusting the process of growth. She also reminds of material reward ahead, the harvest of the seeds we have planted and nurtured. She counsels boldness and perseverance in the face of adversity. Yet she also reminds us that sometimes the only action we can take is to wait patiently and keep growing. So you see, that's what I feel like. I like the phrase of caring for our growing ground, because I feel like after this discovery or after this realization, the growing ground you used to be on was not very good. It was a toxic foundation, right? So the growing ground is important. What are you trying to grow something on now? Make sure it's founded in care, self-care and love and nurture. Honoring your process, honoring your heart and what it has went through. And make your own teaching, right? Trust your own teaching. Trust in that you have what it takes to create something else for yourself, to stand proud and be, or maybe not proud, but stand tall and confident in yourself. This is what I feel like is the message. It copies very much what I experienced myself, but maybe the issue in your life is different. But it's actually quite the same. With this, I even want to say releasing yourself from some doctrine here, or a person, or some kind of teaching, a religion, or some kind of programming that you have received because it didn't make you happy here. Being honest about that, realizing that these teachings were just stealing from me. They were stealing my opportunities. I never got to do something on my own. I was never trusted. I was never giving that support. And that could be the feeling but everything I've believed in, everything I trusted, it crumbled here. And when I take myself away from this, whatever this is here, I lose everything. It could even be the feeling I lose my inner guidance. There's nothing guiding me here. It could be the feeling I betray God, I'm punished, there's no light, there's no guiding light, I have no connection with God or Jesus, or then I'm without guidance, right? I'm without guidance now. If I leave this, I'm without guidance. What can I trust in now? Well, you can trust in you. You can trust in something inside you. But I want to say these cards here suggest for me that there's grief here. That there's anger maybe and grief and like overcoming a bit, like the betrayal or overcoming the separation of letting a tower fall. This can be the feeling you're separating from something or someone because you have to, right? And in that process, feeling I have lost all guidance. I don't know my direction. I don't know anything. And this is where you have to be very honest with yourself. Who are you seeing in the mirror? And stick to that idea with the heart here. Stick to the heart. This should be the guiding light towards the caring here. When I look at him, I always see him as like he's really sad, like he's almost crying. Very remorseful also. I really feel he's and I think you have to be that as well with yourself here. And figuring out how can I grow, how can I change this, right? Maybe protecting it a little bit, like I keep it shielded or I'm not talking about it maybe. And then I'm trying to create a caring ground that this can, but I can I'm birthing something new, something different that needs to be according to my heart here. The green woman, again, green. It has to be according to my heart. The King of Pentacles that I'm trying to create, it has to be my King of Pentacles. Look at how she's holding this one. Look, and then the other King of Pentacle card I have on the table here, which was underlying for the Four of Swords, the troll here. Look at how he's holding the pentacle as well here in his hand. Right? It's like we need to grow something here that becomes your King of Pentacles, who you are. Not that you. Not to say that maybe some of the stuff they have been doing here could be beneficial, but I just feel like the direction you may have been guided towards was not the one who made you happy. It could actually be boring, or it could even be like, again, it can only go so far. The King of Pentacles here, I feel like is stopped. He can never become an emperor. Like there is a roof, like you can't exceed that point. And it may have felt quite lonely. And I still get this feeling of house arrest, like only so far and within these limits somehow. And now you are deciding where the limits are. You are deciding it. Holding this safe, birthing this. Or at least I feel like the full moon is here to give you that opportunity. Yeah, this is what I feel like, and it correlates beautifully with my own experience. Maybe you haven't experienced that, but if you are confused and you feel lost somehow, this is the message. And again, you have a choice. I feel like. Do you want to stay over here on the same path you have been and it's not making you happy? Even with maybe self-sabotage, even with feeling unworthy, unloved, forgotten, not appreciated, whatever it is, stuck? Or do you want to go through a very maybe tumultuous transformation, but it's because it wants to lead you in a direction of something that is you, truly you here. That's what I feel like I have for you. It's time to wake up something here. Wake something up that is you, right? Can we get a card on this Ice Queen, please? Just a little bit of hint maybe on this one. Can we get a card on the Ice Queen? Maybe you are a preacher yourself or some kind of teacher. It's just, it has been preserved. And I get Sacred Heart, passion, love, spiritual communion. It's actually the same picture on the flip side here. Passion, love, spiritual communion. Yeah, that's interesting because I was actually picking a little bit up on that earlier. Because what's the reason why this King of Pentacles is stuck in time? Why hasn't he moved further? Why is he comfortable here? Or why is he not trying to reach the top? Why has he stopped growing? And it could be because he's lacking this. He's lacking the passion, the love, and the spiritual communion, because the Hierophant has spiritual communion. He has the love, at least from his followers here, and he has a certain passion, right? That is right for him. I just feel like it's not right for you. And therefore following in his footsteps or leaning towards that is not making you happy, right? You need that. The Ice Queen here who is frozen in time is passion, love, spiritual communion. It's a little bit, actually quite a little bit like my story, like the compass, right? Passion can be what drives us forward, what direction we want to go in. Passion is what also, passion shows us where we would like to go instead of where we don't want to go. Passion is what is if there's no passion, there's no direction, right? Everything seems the same. But if just one stands out, just one person or one education or one spiritual belief or something. If something stands out for you, this is where you suddenly move towards it. That's your direction, that's the focus. It becomes the focus of your attention. But if you lack that, if that is frozen in time, love is frozen in time. And the spiritual communion, the lack of intuition or guidance or inner trust somehow is not there. You can't move towards what is truly making you happy. You somehow get stuck because you trusted someone else here, I think. You trusted in some kind of guidance, but it's not making you happy. It was never right for you. And there could have been manipulation, lies, betrayal, backstabbing. There could have been all this kind of stuff going on here. Shaped you somehow into becoming maybe a loyal disciple here. Or like trying to do the same thing, keeping in the same line. But it never made you happy. It never gave you like true life fulfillment. It didn't give you that much joy, I think. It was stable, it was secure maybe, but it never felt like true accomplishment and with joy and happiness and all that stuff. Okay, this is what I feel like I have for you. I hope this helped you somehow out there. Take very good care of you during this time. Potent energies out there, so be caring, self-loving, self-caring. Breathe and take your time. Slow down, perhaps. Yeah, this is what I have for you. I send you love and light. Bye-bye.